I am so freaking excited to have you on. It's been forever trying to get you on here.
Thank you for being so uh, accommodating. I really, since being back from tour, it's been just a crazy month, and I'm glad that we finally could make this happen.
I was so excited when I bought the tickets. I said, "Oh my gosh, I have to go." I know you came to Kansas City a long time ago. I never got the chance to come, and I said, I have to buy these tickets. I was going out of town, going to a wedding in the East Coast, and I said, let's just buy these tickets. And I was so excited to take the time to buy those tickets and see you live, and it was just so
Yeah,
much fun.
it was a really fun show. I posted a snippet that was taken at that show just the other night on my Instagram. Um, yeah, it was a really special show. I wish I got to see more of Kansas City and the places that I play. But you know, at least I get to see some nice venues and meet some amazing people. So the trade-off's all right.
I like so like what inspired you to become a musician?
Um, I feel it just kind of became a natural way for me to express what I was feeling. Uh, was through songwriting, and I think because I seemed to have found, or seemed to have been given this opportunity as, to be able to sing, um, which I don't really necessarily feel like I earned as a human. I feel like I just kind of came to the planet singing. I think I just started, naturally singing these songs that I would be writing, and it all just kind of came together very naturally. So I guess I kind of just fell into it. And looking back, I don't think there was a specific moment where I thought to myself, this is what I'm going to do. I just kind of walked into it, and I became a musician just by default.
And I've been watching, still watching those from So Weird. I've been watching those episodes still. And it's so inspiring that you're do you ever want to go back into acting?
Um, I never really officially left acting or quit acting. I just, so much of my focus has gone towards so many other things in my life.
Mhm.
Like music, obviously, and mostly just motherhood. Um, I think the process of the audition process with acting and having to drop everything you're doing creatively in your life to study um, a script and kind of, audition for this chance to be a character can, I have so much respect for actors because it can be exhausting and draining, and you're hoping that you get the part to then be able to earn a living. Be When I became a mother, for me, that avenue of just hoping I get the part just didn't, a, fulfill me enough as a creative, and b, I couldn't rely on that as a form of income. So I just started putting my energy into things that I know that I can survive from putting my time into. So for me, it's just the whole process around landing acting work became for me just very um, exhaustive, and I just couldn't rely on it. I couldn't count on it as a way to survive. So I'm still open to acting should something come my way, or should something make sense in my life. I love the process, and I think it's an amazing way to express yourself creatively. I just, I'm so busy creating and moving forward and not waiting for things to land on my lap. that I've just found a good rhythm with that. And I love the control that I have as well, not only creatively, but also financially, with being able to create my own opportunities. And I hope that
Yeah.
answers your question.
Yeah. Who's your big influence?
An influence for me, I think I'm influenced by just the human struggle. It definitely influences my songwriting. Just those things that it is that makes being a human and surviving this world. I'm very influenced by just the small, intricate, meaningful moments around me in my life.
Who would you want to go on tour with if you got the chance to?
Um, I would love to. Man, that's a good question. I'd love to open for like David Gray. I'd love to tour with Steph Strings. Um, I'd love to open for Annie Lennox. I'm trying to think more current artists. I mean, it's hard. The stuff that I love is so like Emmylou Harris and artists like that. But yeah, I mean, I would love to have an opportunity to open um, for uh, for an artist that I respect. That would be a dream come true.
So, did you know that you're gonna play with microwave car or microwave car? Yeah. Mm.
Car Microwave.
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
that specific show actually, that was that certain venues would place an opener to open for my shows, and other ones I would kind of source out myself. I had a lot of different artists emailing me and asking if they could open, and I loved that because it made my job easier, and I could just be search through their music, and if it was a good fit, I'd say yes, this sounds awesome. So but other venues would just, it was their suggestion. So yeah, I had never heard of them before meeting them that night.
The same, the same. I was like, there. I mean, there's so many local bands here in Kansas City that are amazing, but it's just tough trying to look for a venue that is wheelchair accessible to go to.
I bet. Yeah, I was very pleased. It's something that's important for me. Um, is that accessibility is so important.
But it's different. I don't really get out that much, but mostly I like to go to once in a while shows. But
Mm.
I did go to a lot of shows when I was a teenager, but now it's just like I just like to be home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
and it's nice that there is so much access to music and stuff like the Patreon community that I run. People have access to live streams and they have access to so much of my content from home. So I think that there's a lot of blessings about social media and the internet, as it comes with its downsides, but I think there is still a lot of blessings.
now, what kind of is there any cool venues where you're from Canada?
I mean, Massey Hall is a beautiful venue downtown Toronto that I'd love to play. Um, the Commodore Ballroom in Vancouver, BC. I'm not even sure if it's still open. I'd have to look into that. But when I was younger, I used to go to the Commodore Ballroom to see shows all the time, and that was pretty cool. Queen Elizabeth Theatre. Um, I was born and raised on the west coast of Canada, so yeah, there's some. I have some bucket list venues for sure that I hope that I get the chance to play one day.
Well, I bet you will. I bet you will. Um,
Thank
is
you.
it hard to book a show like by yourself?
It can be a lot of back and forth. You want people to be as efficient as you are with communication, and not everybody is, and that can be difficult. So yeah, I would say that's the biggest challenge. But aside from that, you when you do things, you learn. You learn by doing them. So I've learned a lot through booking my own tours. Um, it takes a lot of work. Um, I'm a very organized person, and I find that by default, just me being organized helps with a lot of those types of clerical aspects of being an indie artist, because I do everything independently. I do the music side, but I also do the business side, and I also do the clerical side, and all of the stuff that comes with running an indie label, basically, and now booking. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different, strengths that I'm honing all the time. And I find that with booking my own tours, I've learned how to do it most efficiently.
Yeah, it's tough. Because I book I have a big benefit concert that I just booked in Kansas City, and it's a really cool
Cool.
charity that I'm working with, and some amazing bands that are from Kansas City that are going to be on it. But it's just it's a process. I would say it's a process of booking a show to get the bands that you want, and it's just it's how it is, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's part of it's a big undertaking, but I always explain it like planning a tour is like planning 20 venues, 20 wedding venues. Planning a tour is like planning 20 weddings. um it's an event. You're putting on an event. You're planning an event, basically. So that's
Yeah.
the closest thing I could correlate it to for people to understand.
What's the process of writing a song?
I am always coming up with ideas for songs and saving them on pieces of paper or on my memos on my phone. And then when I actually get time to sit down, I start putting them together and kind of weaving them into a song. It changes all the time. Sometimes a melody will hit you. Sometimes, you'll collaborate with a producer who comes up with a really cool landscape, and you add a top line and a lyric. Lately, I just pick up my guitar, and I find that it's just about taking the time to really sit with it and uh, and create. And there's no formulaic way, I don't believe, in writing a song. I think so much of it just comes to you from, I don't even know, from angels or from past energy or experiences or memories, or sometimes I feel like creation's floating around you, and if you just take the moment, you'll be able to grab it and use it for yourself or borrow it for a time being. But I don't feel like there's a formulaic way of writing a song. I think they all come to fruition in their own way.
Well, I love seasons. I play it so many times in the house, and
Thank
I've
you.
been playing it. I've been playing it on my radio show in the East Coast, and I get a chance to be on that station once in a while.
Awesome. That's
So
awesome. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. So was it hard to write any of those good songs like Borderline and um,
I think maybe that one of the hardest songs to write for seasons. That's a tough question. I don't know if there was any really hard song to write for seasons. That album really came to be kind of, really cohesively. The first song I wrote for the album was Ain't That the Way. And then the last song I wrote for the album, I believe, was Seasons. which is the first song on the record. Um, I don't think there was a really hard song to write for that. I think the hardest process of recording Seasons was just the fact that I recorded from home and I was doing it in between baby's naps. And I had started writing the album over the course of my pregnancy with my son. So my voice changed throughout the recording of Seasons just based on carrying a baby and holding the weight of Angus. It really changed my voice in really cool ways. But I think the hardest part, yeah, was just, standing and singing pregnant and setting up my own recording situation in my closet with soundproofing. And I tracked my own vocals, and I was doing that all while being a stay-at-home mom. So that was the biggest challenge, I think, with Seasons, more than the songwriting.
Do you have a music room in your house? All your
I
gadgets?
always say I'm gonna, yeah, it's just my office space. I feel, I always say I'm gonna have a recording studio, but we just haven't got there on the list of things to do yet. I feel like our list is never ending between gardening and growing and chickens and the kids and activities and forest school and all the things that we do to fill our weeks. I haven't quite had that, and touring, which is a huge aspect of what I do. Um, so maybe one day I'll be able to invest a little bit in like a home studio. But for now, everything's kind of working as it is. So I'm grateful for that.
Do you have a favorite system you like to use when when you're making a song?
Yeah, I use, well, I have my Universal Audio Apollo Twin, um, and I use Logic for recording. Yeah, there's lots of tools out there that can help you, Um, it just takes time to be able to learn those things, but there's a lot of um, resources online that you can learn these things. So, uh, and I still feel like I have so much to learn.
Do, do you have any cool things that you got from the shows? Like, did you save from So Weird or Instant Star at the time?
I got a lot of the original scripts. There's a couple things I've saved like in my storage. I got the Jude Harrison star ring from Instant Star. Um, and some of the wardrobe from Instant Star I have. I always think about it'd be really cool to maybe auction things off for the right purpose at the right time.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I have it all in my little storage area. I save little memorabilia. I am somebody who likes to save things. Like I like to write in my journal, and I like to write letters for my children that they can look at one day. I'm pretty nostalgic about things. So if that's the word,
Is
yeah, like
any
I'm pretty, yeah.
is any of your kids into music?
I can tell that they both definitely love music. And I think all children gravitate towards music. So we definitely enjoy music in the house all the time. Um, and dancing, and it's really fun to watch your little ones express themselves through movement and all of that. I haven't started piano lessons or guitar lessons quite yet, as they're just 4 and 2. But we'll see as they get a little older and they voice where their interests are. I'm very open to exploring, as they grow,
Yeah.
what they're interested in. So maybe I'll be teaching guitar lessons sooner than later. Who knows?
Oh, you never know. You never know with kids. They're into different things. Because my nieces
Yeah,
and nephews, my nephew just started piano lessons, so I'm very happy about that. So,
that's wonderful. How old is he?
he's 4.
That's
No,
amazing.
four
Wow.
or five, 4 or 5 or something. So,
That's
and
wonderful.
then And then
Wow, good for him.
my niece is 2, so she's just, you know, dancing all around the house with Taylor Swift. Um,
That's awesome.
but you know,
Very sweet. Aw.
but everybody's doing all right in this um world. But
Yeah, that's good. It's nice to be an uncle, hey? It's special because you get to be with the kids and then you get to go, I need a break now.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I need a break all the time when I'm around them.
yeah,
Um,
there you go. Yeah.
but um, what do you have anybody like? Do you have any? Do you still talk to the people that you were on the show with?
I do still just through, I mean, which show?
Uh, let's say Instant Star
Yeah, I
or
do actually. Yes, you build lifelong connections with people when you work that long with them. So I love following what my, you know, my friends from that show are doing in their life. It's so great to have social media to feel like you're kind of tapped into being able to see and witness their successes and things like that. It's an absolute joy. Um, yeah, and who knows, how things unfold. Maybe there'll be some collaborative things in the future. You never know.
how about So Weird? Do you still talk to
Yeah, yeah, I do. I do stay in touch with a couple of the cast members from So Weird. Um, yeah, it's so crazy to think how long ago that was now. Um,
yeah, yeah.
but again, it's really nice to follow people's careers and those things. Yeah, part of my history. On my Patreon, in my community on Patreon, I do throwbacks all the time. So I'll talk about things from So Weird, and right now I'm doing a commentary on Instant Star, and I do a lot of different throwbacks from my past acting. Um, so that's been really fun having that as a creative outlet because it also brings it back into my peripheral things that I had forgotten from so long ago. I get to kind of relive those experiences that I've had through sharing them
Uh-huh.
with my fans, and that's been really
Yeah.
special. Hmm.
Well, it's what's one of your favorite songs off of Seasons?
I would say probably Ain't That the Way is my favorite. And then I would say it's a toss up between Tomorrow Will Be Gone or Other Side.
Do you have like anything you like want to do besides when you're done with music? Like, do you have any fun activities you like to do with your family on the weekends?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I love being in the garden. I love growing. Um, I really love reading and learning. I love, yeah, I would say gardening is probably one of my biggest outlets, and I love how the kids can do it with me. Um,
Mm.
yeah, just being in nature. I really enjoy that.
Is that your first time getting birds, chicken? I mean,
Oh, recently? No, we've had
yeah.
chickens for about 5 years. I know. And we just added to our flock. I actually just gave a chicken. Ryan went to a birthday party yesterday and she brought them a silkie. Her friend wanted a chicken, so we put a chicken in a box and that was the birthday gift. So you can tell their kids are pretty well officially farm kids now, I think. Pretty funny.
I mean, they're so cute. I mean, I've been watching their videos
And
on Instagram. And you guys, I mean,
Yeah.
she started in horseback riding. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's really it's been the greatest joy of my life has been my children, you know. Um it's been pretty cool being able to watch them grow. I feel so grateful every single day, that I get to be their mom.
Well, do they know you're kind of famous?
I don't think so. They know that I play music. Anytime I go and play a show, or I'm usually with my kids when I tour, but if I have to go do something without them for a couple days, they think that I'm off playing music with my friends. So they say, "How is it being on stage with your friends, Mom?" And of course, they are my friends, but I think it's funny in their minds. I'm just going off and just having a good old time, socializing. It's pretty
That's
cute.
yeah, yeah.
They're very
No,
sweet, and I don't think they really grasp much of that yet.
yeah. So how do you get those bands together to that are playing with you?
I
Like the
mean, you make a lot of
members.
contacts in music. Yeah, I've made quite a few contacts in my career, and you make more all the time by moving forward and jumping into situations. And um, yeah, I just, the musicians that you want to make music with, and there's so many talented people out there. It's really it's a pleasure putting sonically the sounds of my shows together is one of the fun parts of being a musician.
What would you wanna do with this next your next song your next album? What do you want to do with it?
I'm actually in the stages of putting together the pieces for my next album. It looks like I'm going to be recording it in Nashville at the end of September. And I'm working on putting together some awesome bundle packages that people can pre order in order to help me fund this record. So, stuff like one of a kind, exclusive limited edition vinyl, tickets to an online concert event that are limited amount, just special initiatives and incentives that I can give to fans, maybe a thank you in the liner notes on the album, stuff like that. So I'm putting together kind of what I'm looking to offer, and I'll be offering it through my Patreon store or through my Shopify store. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'm really excited about that.
So what kind of things do you have on your Shopify store?
Oh my goodness. Right now I have shirts and vinyl and CDs and posters, lots of goodies. And a lot of them are starting to run out. But I'm always making more. I just put my tour posters on the store from this last tour, as well as my tour tee. So if fans want to get that, they can.
Well, I have your shirt that's signed and I have the poster. Now I just need to find a nice thing to put it all in and then hang it up on the wall. So,
Oh, wow.
so,
Aw.
because I don't want to mess up the the autograph. If I wore it and then
Aw.
I washed it, then I was like, oh geez, then it's gone. So then I just rather have it and save it and put it in a frame or something, or a box frame or
That's
something.
very sweet. That means a lot. Wow. I'm honored.
I mean, I just have to find the frame to do that, but hopefully they have big frames like that to
Yeah.
put stuff in.
Yeah. I think you can buy like a cork board with glass
Well,
on it, and you can pin it up inside the cork board and have it protected by glass, I think.
I'll have to
I'm sure that
look that
exists
up.
somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
do
I
you
wish you
have
luck with
any
that.
oh well let's see if I can find Maybe they have one at Hobby Lobby or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Do you have it like? Do you have any favorite places you like to go in Canada?
I really like camping with my kids. I mean, Canada's beautiful. British Columbia is beautiful. Visiting family back in Vancouver, BC. Nova Scotia is stunning. The Cabot Trail, Vancouver Island, orcas. It's just Canada's so beautiful. Um, Montreal is so awesome. There's just so many great places to see in Canada. It's very just rich with nature and scenery and yeah, so I would say
I mean,
there's just so many places. I wouldn't know where to begin.
I kind of stepped into Canada when I was at the airport. That's the only time I was in Canada, just at the airport.
Well, you gotta
So I was
make a
coming
trip.
home.
You gotta come see.
I was coming back from Germany at one point because my sister was living out there.
Wow.
So then, and then she bought me tickets for my 25th birthday gift. So I was kind of excited to go to Germany for my first time.
That's amazing. Where in Germany did you go?
I mean, I went all over. Went to Berlin for a day or like a couple nights or something. Stayed at a really nice um, hotel. I mean, it was fun. I got to do a lot of cool things there. See where
Nice.
the wall that broke down or something.
Mm-hmm.
So so,
That's awesome.
but yeah,
Good for you. Yeah,
I
I played a
do.
show in. Mhm.
You play a show in Germany?
I when you mentioned Berlin, it made me think about yeah, Berlin. I remember how cool Berlin was. The last I played a show in Berlin, opening for Ron Pope years ago. So I've been there too, and it's Germany's beautiful.
Mm. There's so many cool places, good food.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't know, just it's different. I mean, there's a lot of movies that are filmed there, so I mean, and,
Hmm.
and um, things like that.
Hmm. Well, I hope you get to go
What's
back. I hope
oh
you get to go back to Germany again.
well that's a long time with that money. I don't think I'll ever get that money to go back there. I mean, it's
Oh,
expensive. It's a 17-hour flight. It's
that's right.
crazy.
It
Too
is crazy.
crazy.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, maybe one day if I have the money to. But I
that's
do want
right.
to go to Canada though because I want to see the Heartland area,
Where
the
Heartland was
sets.
filmed. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you should. That'd be great. You should do that.
That's. I mean, I'm obsessed with the show, so it's still going on. It's their 16th season or 17th season, and
Wow, that's awesome.
it's still going. So,
Wow. Well, is there any other questions that you have for me?
let me see. No, not any. No, no, no. Whatever. I'm very
That's
done.
that. Oh, well, thank you so much for your time and for talking to me. And it was really honestly such a pleasure meeting you. And I just really wanted to, you know, to talk with you further. So I'm glad that we made the
Well,
time to do that. Finally.
yeah, thank you so much for being on here and having taken the time out of your day to do this with me. It was amazing. Um,
It's been absolutely lovely. And please keep in touch with me as well. And I wish you all the best with your endeavors. And I hope you have an awesome summer and keep doing what you're doing. It's inspiring.
oh, thank you so much. Well, I'm due releasing a song on July the 5th, so I'm very excited about that. Um,
You're releasing a song?
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. What's it called?
It's called Friendship.
Wow, I'll be looking out for that.
And I do have a full length album on Apple already, but I did that in college. So
Oh, cool. Wow. What's that
yeah,
what's that album called on Apple?
it's called Begin.
By Daniel Owen?
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it
Cool.
has a lot of there's like 12 songs on there. So oh,
That's amazing. Well, thank you so
well,
much.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome. I'll let you know when this is all up on iTunes, podcasts, and YouTube, and send everything
Perfect.
to you.
You
So,
got it.
uh,
I'm just curious, in just off the record, what's been the toughest thing that you've experienced with doing a podcast? What's been the hardest part for you?
oh, trying to find people
Hmm.
like it's hard to um like it's like interviewing people. It's like you have to find the right people to be on your show or
Got it.
to or play their music because some of the music I don't like. I mean, but it's
Right. That's interesting. And you like
but
using Riverside. You like using Riverside. Do you use a microphone or it just goes straight
yeah,
into your computer?
I use this microphone
Cool.
and then
And you just edit it all on Riverside? You just use this
yeah,
app for everything, the Riverside?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it goes. Sometimes it has some problems, but then I kind of um let it. Then I say, well, next time, hopefully, the person will let me. Uh, it's a good thing. I haven't gone like on streaming like online like live, but I like the pre-recorded stuff because it's easy to edit together and you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I did Zoom for a long time, and then I lost like I didn't have the much money to save for all the free Zooms, so I was like mostly out of them. So I was like, well,
Wow.
so I kind of said,
Well,
well,
that's good to know. You had mentioned, that's really good to know. Thank you for that info. You had mentioned that you wanted to log out and not save this somehow. So whatever you need to do, do it.
all right. Well, it was good chatting with you, and I'll send you all when it's all uploaded. I'll send you everything, and
Amazing.
I'm
Thank you,
gonna be
Daniel. You
keeping
have a
on.
great weekend, or you have a great week. What day is it?
Yeah, it's Monday. It's Monday today.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Have a good week.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.